Championship. Your referee, Austin Grimes. Introducing first the challenger, weighing in at fight time at 185 pounds, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, Ironheart Douglas James. And introducing his opponent, weighing in at fight time at 254 pounds, hailing from Phoenix, Arizona, he is a holder of the FSW Tag Team Championship and the reigning and defending Nevada State Champion, the Business Hammerstone.
A near 60-pound weight advantage for the Nevada State champion Hammerstone as he sets to defend against Douglas James. As I mentioned during the introductions, Douglas James does hold a victory over Hammerstone. This past February, he defeated Hammerstone when Hammerstone almost seemed like he was having a mental breakdown after losing the FSW heavyweight title at this event against all odds to Chris Bay. Could Against All Odds just not be Hammerstone's event? Could he lose a title 2 years in a row at Samstown Live?
You know, it is definitely possible. Douglas James, a man who has a victory over Hammerstone, all he needs to do is do it again.
Exactly, and it's very different than the last time these two fought it out. Hammerstone this time has a goal in mind. He's got 2 championships, only one at stake in this match. Douglas James, titles on the line. Douglas James, surprise to many people, has never held an FSW title.
You know, Hammerstone was coming off a couple of losses in a row. He had lost to John Morrison and Chris Bay.
Yeah, those were big losses. Douglas James struck when Hammerstone was at his lowest, but that doesn't mean it can't happen again.
Absolutely. Douglas James, as I said, destined to become a champion here in FSW, and the question is, will it be today or will it be another day?
Yeah, Hammerstone, he's got to watch out for that frog splash, that drop kick that Douglas James has. Douglas James has to watch out for Hammerstone's nightmare pendulum. And he just got ran over by the big powerhouse, Hammerstone.
And we know Doug has the MMA background as well, so Hammerstone's going to use his power, but Doug could put him in a move, and Hammerstone could be all done. Doug can beat you many, many different ways, and that's what makes Douglas James so skilled.
Yeah, I would argue Douglas James has a speed advantage. He's got the ground advantage. He's willing to take more risks. What Hammerstone has going for him is the power and perhaps his finisher, that nightmare pendulum. Maybe more dangerous than anything else Douglas James would have in his arsenal.
You know, now that Hammerstone and Graves are on such great terms once again, and we know the prowess of jiu-jitsu that Graves possesses, you know, maybe he's working a little with Hammerstone.
Oh, definitely a possibility. Look at that, though, the height. Well, just on the leapfrog, and Hammerstone knew to evade that. He knew he can't be drop-kicked by Douglas James.
And right now, a quick turning point in the matchup.
Douglas James is using his speed, his counter wrestling skill against Hammerstone, but Hammerstone is just too big in certain situations. And it's how he did it last time. Douglas James caught Hammerstone by surprise when he defeated him.
And once again, another 2 count.
Douglas. Oh, no. And there's a difference maker, but once again, Douglas James.
And Hammerstone holds on, but then he gets caught with the drop kick that he's been trying to avoid.
And I don't know if Hammerstone knew what he was doing, rolling to the outside, but in most cases, I'd call it a safe haven, but not when you're against Douglas James. The suicide dive master and guardrail destroyer of Samstown. Oh, Douglas James got him in a guillotine.
You better hope that Hammerstone don't tap out outside the ring. Can he even do that?
I mean, he can do anything he wants in that scenario. Douglas James catches him. And he has targeted the champion. but he gets caught. Oh, but he was able to latch on with the guillotine once again. Guardrail saves too, Joe.
Yes.
You don't have to fine him again for destroying a guardrail. Oh no, look at the power.
Oh, and look at that, his leg was caught in between the guardrails too.
Oh, and what an elbow out of Hammerstone. He rocked him, and that knee adding more damage.
And the crowd wanting to see a victory tonight from Douglas James. Definitely a fan favorite here in FSW.
The best scenario for Hammerstone is to slow down the pace of the match. He can move for a guy his size, but he cannot move at the level Douglas James does. Actually, the best strategy for Hammerstone might be to go for that one knockout shot. With Douglas James, the Ironheart, coming back alive.
Oh, and look at that. Catches Hammerstone with a huge kick.
But for every shot he gives Hammerstone, Hammerstone seems to have an answer. Death Valley driver on the edge of the ring. That is mostly wood and steel. And Douglas James is in trouble, and Hammerstone will definitely take the count-out victory. In fact, he's encouraging the ref to count quicker.
Which, of course, means he's slowing down.
And there are no signs of life out of Douglas James. He's not moving. Douglas James trying to will himself to his feet and beat that count, but Kenny.
And the referee, but Douglas James is not going to go out that way tonight.
Not going to go out that way, but he might be easy pickings for Hammerstone from this point on. And not just because it's Hammerstone, but these people want to see a title change in this matchup. Douglas James is one of their favorites. There's been times he hasn't been, but he has just earned the reputation as a big match performer in FSW. That is why it's so shocking to people that he's never held a title in this company. But tonight could definitely turn the tide for him, but he has to overcome Hammerstone, a dominant athlete.
And Hammerstone taking his eye off Douglas James, but again, he answers back. One big shot. He seems to like that trade-off, 1 for 3.
Yeah, for Douglas James, it's going to be combos. For Hammerstone, it's just one big shot. Butterfly just holding him up in position, a stalling Butterfly. What's going to do with him? Suplex him, powerbomb him. And Hammerstone was making Douglas James wait. He wanted Douglas James.
And he just released it.
Yeah, to anticipate impact. Now Hammerstone making Douglas James carry his big frame. His 60-plus pound weight advantage, or near 60-pound weight advantage.
And Hammerstone making sure he puts his weight all on Douglas James, trying to wear him down.
Douglas James, though, he will fight out of whatever Hammerstone does to him, but how much can he take? Things really turned the tide in this matchup after that Death Valley driver on the apron.
You know, and the bottom line is, you know, Hammerstone, last time he wrestled Douglas James, it was pretty similar. He hit him with everything but the kitchen sink and just couldn't put him away. So the question becomes, does Hammerstone get frustrated if Douglas James kicks out big move after big move if he can't finish him off?
I absolutely feel like Hammerstone's going to get frustrated if things keep going this way. If all of his big offense, every big move he has in mind, can't put away Douglas James, he's going to get frustrated. His ego is too big to think that his offense isn't the best and someone can withstand it. It gets inside his head. Douglas James up top. Hammerstone going to try to muscle him up and over. He's just holding him, but Douglas James sneaks from behind, hurls him off. This could be the opening Douglas James needs now.
He needed something big to turn the match around, and this could be the spot that he needed.
If anything's going to do it, it's going to be that. Douglas James firing away now with those kicks. Trying to chop the big man down. See Hammerstone behind him, though.
As we said, Douglas James hit him with 3 or 4 great shots, but Hammerstone came back with 1.
Douglas James took the knee out, tried to fake them out, caught him with the super kick. Douglas James building the momentum, or so we thought. It's that trend you're talking about. Oh, no! Hammerstone's ring positioning screwed him over, but it was a break for Douglas James. Hammerstone's knee has been rocked. Same knee he had issues with in a title defense against Sami Callihan a year plus back. And you know Douglas James, he's been handed nothing. This was a man who a year ago was told he would never wrestle professionally again, but here he is tonight, and he's challenging for the FSW Nevada State Championship against Hammerstone. He's given up almost 60 pounds. That's not going to stop him either. Oh no, caught him.
Big knee right to the jaw of Hammerstone, and Douglas James is up top.
James ejecting himself off the top with the Meteora. Floors Hammerstone. Douglas James getting in position for something. Looking for that final shot maybe to put away Hammerstone. Another one seated this time. And Hammerstone gets the shoulder up.
Almost a 3 count, almost a new Nevada State champion, but Hammerstone not yet done.
And Douglas James, he knows what's at stake here. He's looking for his first championship in FSW. He wanted to go high risk, but no reward. Pump kick. German suplex where he just hurled Douglas James with everything he had.
Look at this, Hammerstone has him up, but the knee.
That knee again. Douglas James are trying to kick him, but Hammerstone saw it coming from out of nowhere.
1, 2.
That pizza cutter couldn't put down Hammerstone, but it allowed him to plant Hammerstone dead center in the ring so he can apply that half crab that he has locked in. Will Hammerstone tap? Hammerstone now not wanting to go down like that. He's not taking Douglas James lightly this time.
Connects again with the big knee right to the jaw.
Douglas James going upstairs. What the hell? Hammerstone knew he was in trouble. Shoves the ref into the ropes. They shook Douglas James crouched up top now. Any shortcut he can take, Hammerstone will.
And right there, that could have been it. But it's obvious that the knee, the left knee of Hammerstone,
it's not healed. It's going to bother him the rest of this matchup. So he's got to think of a quick way to put away Douglas James.
but for some reason, Hammerstone feels the need to try to go up top again. Maybe not.
And he feels the need to talk trash to Douglas James, who's not going to take it.
He might have just woken up Hammerstone, firing away with the big forearms right to the jaw.
Now Hammerstone going up top. He tried a superplex.
And now he's going to the top rope.
Earlier in this match, did not work out for him. In some ways, it's what turned the tide. But this time, it looks like he's got it secured tightly. Superplex holds on. And then a release powerbomb. That was all impact.
1, 2, 3, no.
And still Douglas James kicks out, but this time Hammerstone's not wasting any time, locking in that dragon sleeper on what appears to be a limp carcass of Douglas James.
And listen to the crowd there trying to get behind Douglas James.
And Douglas James got to the ropes. There was no way he's going to be able to physically try and overpower Hammerstone to escape that, but he did the best option he could, and that was getting to the ropes to break the hold.
You know, we said it before, the frustration has got to be setting in. What has Hammerstone got to do to put this man away?
I don't know, Douglas James holding on to the ropes. He's trying to prevent Hammerstone from inflicting any more damage on him.
And a big boot to the side of the head.
Crowd really behind Douglas James. They want to be here for history. They want to be here the night Douglas James won his first FSW title.
Oh, and look at this.
That time he got him. Earlier in the match, he tried an inside cradle, but it didn't happen. Low bridge. And Hammerstone is on the outside, and Douglas James knows what's at stake. Tope con hilo. On to the champion. And it's wrist like that. Douglas James needs to take with the title on the line here.
He's got to get Hammerstone back in the ring and pin him.
Douglas James isn't done yet. Trying to psych himself up. Going up top. Trying that frog splash that's brought him so many victories. Oh, but Hammerstone once again can turn the tide with one shot.
And you could see Hammerstone trying to finish him off. But again, what is it going to take? He's got him in the torture rack. And that is it. 1, 2, 3. No, once again, can you believe Douglas James kicks out again?
Yeah, Douglas James might have used his last ounce of energy, getting the shoulder up to make sure he wasn't put down by Hammerstone. And like we said, Hammerstone's ego is so big, he's getting frustrated that Douglas James is able to kick out of all his big offensive weapons. In his mind, nobody should be able to take what he can dish out. Figure Hammerstone last time at FSW, he defeated Michael Elgin with this title on the line. But he might not be able to put down Douglas James. Got him in a triangle choke. Hammerstone,
who's right close to the middle of the ring. Not sure he's got enough to get to the ropes.
Hammerstone has got to try and slug his way out of this. And once again, he shoves the ref. And I'm not a big fan of grind. What?
Look at this.
By disqualification, Douglas James.
Is this real? I guarantee you, Douglas James.
Your Nevada State champion, Hammerstone.
I guarantee you, Douglas James doesn't want the match to end like this.
What a way to end this hard-fought matchup. Obviously, the frustration from Hammerstone was settling in. But I gotta say, Jake, you know, I know you can't put your hands on the referee, but I don't know.
Then restart it. I'm sure Douglas James would want it that way.